Hello ladies and gentlemen, I am PANCZASU, the mighty MIG spammer, and I have a big announcement for you. Maybe not so big, but it is kinda big-ish. I have finished Hate Plus, you know, the sequel to Hate Plus, not Hate Plus, but Analog, a hate story. Man, this game is really good. I should have expected it, but you know, I was still kinda surprised by how good it actually was going to be. I thought it cannot possibly match to Analog, and well, did it? That's a story for another time. Anyway, as for Endless Space, there's a bunch of announcements I would love to make, but first of all, let's get to End 10 so that you are not bored with me. Sheredyn like me more again, and Sophons like me more as well. That's something that happens all the time, every time I launch this single-player playthrough, apparently. But this will surprise you. Shall we cease hostilities, or maybe even have some tea? Decisions. I think it's a pretty easy one, Horatio. No! I'm taking you down! Oh, they're getting scared now, aren't they? Oh, I'm so happy about this. You can trust me on this one. Finally, Horatio realized the foolish mistake they did by backstabbing me. Was it them that backstabbed me, or did I attack them? I no longer even remember, but it doesn't matter. What matters is only one thing matters, let's put it this way. We're at war, and I'm trying to kill them, and I'm doing a stellar job at it. Alright, I'm still getting only 16% per 10, so after this guy arrives and I kill him, I'd like to move some of my fleets to Tram and start actually capturing this as well, so that we can get some simultaneousness going on. And as you may remember, Tram was why we started this war, if I recall correctly. I think it was actually me who declared the war. Maybe, maybe not, I don't remember. I think it was actually them, never mind. Somebody declared war, okay? I don't care who, but somebody did. Alright, you did hug me please, just stay here, because I'll probably use the ship in a fight against pirates. And speaking of pirates, this fleet right here, it's half dead. Actually, it's mostly dead. It's not even half dead, it's just basically dead. So the guy I'm going to use it for is send it to the pirate systems. Actually, I'd like to send it to ISO first, as fast as possible. Clear the area out of pirates, most likely die. This fleet Iota is pretty much dead, let's face it, but at least I will know what kind of weapons the pirates are using now. And maybe destroy some of the pirate ships as well, so that my later fleets that are actually designed to fight the pirates will have an easier job. Keep in mind, I also want to capture the Rim back, because it's a very nice productive system and I would love to have it back. And now that I have the cleansing ability, I no longer have to care about such stupid things like disharmony or dust or disharmony. So I can just do this, which sounds about right. As for you, dear Simic, just stay here and guard the system in case anybody comes through. And this will disallow the enemy to capture the system unless they actually have some real ships that can find other real ships. As opposed to, you know, fake ships. Whatever. Anyway, let's end the 10. First announcement. I did play a game against the Endless Space developer on this, what was it? I don't remember. Wednesday? No, it was the day before that. Whatever, doesn't matter. Why? Because I'm most likely not going to upload the video I made out of this. Yes, I did record the entire game. And no, I don't think I'm gonna upload it. Why, you may ask? Well, it was just pretty bad. I mean, really bad. I'm waiting to play yet again with the dev, because it's going to be way better this time around. I learned a very important and valuable lesson. If you're playing with random people across the internet and have no idea who they are or what is their style of play, always go for try-hard mode. At the very worst, you can just roleplay after you're sure that you're dominant. I did it the wrong way around and kinda didn't make a military. And then it turns out there was a troll who just wanted to kill me so badly. And he was also very annoying. I mean, some people could have found it hilarious. I bet that a lot of people found it hilarious the way he was trolling me. I didn't though. I found it to be quite obnoxious, to be quite honest with you, so yeah, you know. Anyway, let's use mine, I don't know what I was trying to say there, but whatever, beta fleet to kill this architects. No, it shouldn't be a problem. In fact, I can just not repair all of my systems, because it should be just a-okay. Just to make sure I actually do not take too much damage, which is he using. Kinetics, that's not a big problem. I think I have a lot of deflectors, as it turns out. Not too many on tectonics, so I guess Simics are going to tank it for us. with the use of magnetic fields, because hey, why not? It will lower our beam damage, but we are not even using beams at this point in time with this particular fleet, so it doesn't matter all that much. So anyway, that multiplayer game with the dev was a bust. Hopefully the other one will not. This time around I'll actually try to not die in the first few turns. I didn't die in the first few turns, but I kinda did. I mean, I was able to run away with part of my empire and start colonies further away, but I was essentially just doing nothing for the entire game, which was hardly, you know, boring. And didn't help at all with anything. So, you know how it goes. I just decided not to upload this video. Besides, I had some really serious problems trying to sync the audio and video. It didn't want to sync for whatever reason. I don't get it. It was synced previously, and every time I encoded it, it got unsynced, and no matter what I did, it stayed desynced. So I was like, why is this? And then I was like, oh yeah, well, I don't kinda care about this video anyway, so yeah. Anyway, let's continue moving my camera from sync to this undiscovered place in the universe to see how the Sheredyn are doing. Spoilers warning, they are doing pretty poorly because Cravers owned them. I mean, literally owned them. Cravers may still have a very, Sheredyn may still have a very high score, but I checked the military score after, you know, quit the game, and Sheredyn basically have no more military. That's what you get for declaring war on the Cravers after they get rolling and they have a really big empire, and those Cravers definitely do have an empire like this. Anyway, in 110 I'll have applied atmospherics, then I will be able to actually focus a little bit more on making more people again, but I might as well actually kinda go for hydro sequencing. Then again, I don't have any Hyperion just yet, and I will not have any until I colonize this one system that has Hyperion on it. Well, why not queue up some more, you know, ship control systems so that I can control more ships in my fleet? What is this? I forgot. Abundance case on Empire. I don't think I have anything that is abundant right now in my Empire. Everything is pretty much necessary. And oh, I forgot I have upgraded fighters and bombers. Wow, did I even install that on my newer ships? I think I did. It's all cool. Okay, what else do I need? More science would be nice, I would say. But on the other hand, more industry would be nice here. So let's go for that, shall we? Okay, as for you, dear meter, I think I'm going to go for a little bit more food production again. I know it's kind of waste on Autono and Mrs. Farthat since they maxed out anyway, but I really want the other systems, like Prototype in particular. I want this guy to have as much food as literally humanly possible. So I will gladly do a kind of thing like this, except I do want the applied atmospherics to be here in 110. Man, my English is so bad today, I don't know why. Maybe it's because of the break I had of video recording stuff, that's most likely it. At least that's what I'm going to keep telling myself, because, you know, otherwise I'll just feel bad about this whole affair. Now, let's make just triple sure that I do have the newest ships design currently in use. Yes, I do. Heavy bombers is what I'm using, and I'm using them proudly and gladly. Alright, in just 110 Zeniths will be mine, and I just realized I forgot to move my Jinsen fleet to Tram and to, you know, to Tram in order to clear it out of the Horatio presence. So blockade the system and attack. Dax and a couple of strikers shouldn't be a really big problem. I mean, we eat Dax, so why would I be possibly worried about them? There's quite a few of those things and bad boys and whatnot. Shouldn't be too much of a problem. I do have not too much of flank defense, but it should be mostly a-okay. So let's go for default formation and spread fire. Spread fire, do I want to spread fire? I do have a lot of kinetics, and kinetics are pretty good for spread fire missions. How much does deflectors do the enemy have? Well, they have some deflectors, so I'm gonna go for guillotine and adjust if necessary. I should be able to clear the enemy out with relative ease. What do I start with? Well, I did take quite a bit of damage from the get-go, but what kind of weapons are the enemy using? Melee and a little bit of medium-range missiles, that's okay. In this, if that's the case, then let us start with adaptive strategy to deal as much damage as possible from long range, then repair any damage we have taken in other phases. I think it's a risky but fun alternative to, you know, more sensible plans. So let's stick with that. Also, I went for Mario! No! Why? Well, I did kind of destroy some of them, but oh, son, I wanted to watch this action so badly, and yeah, we didn't. And oh, the enemy is attacking us? Where, on time? With one ship? What about the rest of your ships? Whatever. I don't think there's really much point in watching this battle, but hey, I want to watch some battle, okay? So let's watch it regardless of what is going to happen. And in case you're wondering, I'm just gonna own this bastard relatively, not even relatively easily, it is going to be incredibly easy, not easily, easy, whatever. I don't even need to look at the hat to know that this is going to be an utter abomination. Why do I keep purging out random words today? I have no idea. I guess it's just not the best of my days in this recording, but as I said, I did have a break. Speaking of a break, despite it, I was able to actually make a video. It was a Dead Space 3 video with GameSlayer as my guest, or maybe me as his guest, depends how you're looking at it, I guess. But, well, that was a quick fight. And I know it got only like, what, 16 views or something along those lines, and I also know that it will soon enough gain like, what? They were fighting after the battle ended, whatever. And I know that it will soon enough gain like 2 views per video, and this will be mine and GameSlayer's video views. Honestly though, I figured I might as well record it. Why? Because it was GameSlayer who wanted to record it. He was like, yeah, I might as well press the record button while we're playing this game. And I was like, well, if that's the case, I might as well do the same thing. And oh, now there are Imperators over here. But I have only Siege. Those napcakes, oh, this will be enjoyable to watch. Let's start with another persistence to repair some of the damage. Then go to town on the enemy. Why do I not go the other way around? It's very simple, those decks can still deal some damage, so I'd rather not lose a stomach to that, and then I can just focus fire on those Imperators, so this will be fine and splendid. Spitfire is okay, then I'll switch to Nosebreaker to kill you. Those actually that don't even have any defenses, so it will be very, very enjoyable to watch any second now. So anyway, I might actually stop recording those Dead Space videos, but I might as well keep them going, since, you know, why not? It is easy to upload them and whatnot. What harm is there in uploading a very dumb and stupid Let's Play? I mean, I am always the enemy of this kind of Let's Play, but I might as well upload them during the downtime between my other videos, like Sword of the Stars, Civilization, and Endless Space, right? I think it doesn't matter all that much. They don't even take that much, you know, hardware spaces. I'm recording them in 720p, and soon enough, only Endless Space will be the one that's recorded in 1080p, because, you know, other videos don't really need it. Endless Space has those really cool battles, while Civilization, it looks nice in 1080p, I ain't gotta give it that, but other than that, what is the point really? There isn't really one. So I'm gonna downgrade this, especially because I'm kinda running low on my hardware space. Anyway, let's stop just talking off-topic nonsense, and let's talk about off-topic awesome! And by that I mean Endless Legends. So yeah, at the Gamescom, Updated Studios has announced that it is not only working on Dungeons of the Endless, which I'm sure you know about already, but it also announced the Endless Legend, which is more like Civilization style 4X game that they're working on, which hopefully will be amazing. I really hope it will be. It has vampire faction called Vampire Lords. It has to be amazing. It also has Dust, and there's some serious, I would say, how to call it, seriously, time paradox going on. I mean, it's kinda interesting, I think you will like it, I did like it. So yeah, I'm also apparently a very good space ninja. Why? Because I made a post, right, about Endless Legends on the official forums before the official forums were even made. Boom! Take that! That's how awesome I am. No, I really did that. So yeah, I'm wondering if I'm gonna get the ninja, you know, reward from this. It would be pretty awesome. I mean, I did post something about a game that wasn't even announced. I mean, it was announced at Gamescom already, but it wasn't, you know, officially announced on the website. It didn't have a forum. It didn't have anything. So whatever. Sophons want to invite me to a alliance which I myself have created. They want to give me a ton of Transvan, Voidstone, and Proto-Orchid. I guess I am supposed to sniff them and feel awesome and like everything is going to be fine. Thing is, it's not going to be. Because if I recall correctly, my old alliance is still at war with everybody, including the Cravers. I would be extraordinarily dumb to accept this invitation. I'll gladly refuse this because REM! Those Sophos bastards! Okay, well, fortunately, Sophos are currently at war with Automatons and Cravers, so I just have to wait for one of those two factions to take Rim back for me, and then I will be the one who controls Rim, not those bastardy Sophos. Man, I hate them so much right now. Okay, That's annoyance out of the roof. Okay, I now possess a lot of hexaferrum, which means that I have the abundance of it. Very nice. It is going to matter to me not at all. No, well, I guess it kind of matters. It just doesn't matter all that much. Now I'm also able to make lithics, which means that support power module will cost less on the ship, which is actually kind of good. I mean, I am using the support modules that give me extra, you know, military power. I will gladly take less tonnage for those things. Thank you very much. Jin still finished doing whatever it was doing for extra, you know, science. That's nice. Now what do I need? I need more food, and those intense cultivation logistics will provide me with just that, because I do have one explored moon over here. In fact, I have way more moons to be explored on this system, so why don't... Actually, you know what? Let's do it the cool way. Boom! Boom! Take that! Actually, shall I cast? I don't care about this thing at all, because... Actually, hold on a second. Is it going to improve it? Right now it's going to give me +2 industry, and it is going to give me +3. Oh wow, didn't know that. Okay then, lesson learned. Do upgrade Shattered class even when you're playing as Harmony. Huh. Live and learn, I guess. Live and learn. Anyway, as you can see, I now forced my system to actually go automatically for, you know, anomaly reduction and for monster race, which is going to be awesome because it will provide me with extra food soon enough. After that, well, I don't really know if I'm going to go for Jinsin. I guess I could go for stuff construction just in case the enemy tries to recapture it, which is a possibility, but... Oh, why not? Let's go for it. It's not a very difficult, you know, improvement to make, and might as well go for it. Okay, nothing else really requires my attention at this point in time, which is fine by me. Pilots are going into Stadius. Well, good. I kind of want to know what they have and be prepared for the war. Zenith is mine. Let's see what the Horatio did on it. Wow, that's a lot of population. That's something I'm very happy about. Okay, they do have greenhouse shields. That's actually a mediocre upgrade. I mean, it does give you +20 food, but it is a little bit difficulty-y, kinda, to get on the science tech tree. Doesn't cost a lot of industry, but it does cost a little bit. I assume that this upgrade is meant to be for like small systems that are just starting to grow, and it's actually not doing the best job at that, in my honest opinion. Not the best. But anyway, what else did they make? Well, a bunch of useless stuff, like for example, extra happiness. Oh, I don't care about that. I mean, I might as well have it, since I'm not really paying for it with dust, since I'm not using dust. But other than that, I think you understood what I'm trying to get at, don't you? So I don't really need to scrap anything. Maxed on hyperscale farms, why not? Only, you know, I guess I would get more food if I were to... Actually, apparently, Asteroid Belt is the place to get food. Okay, let's get even more in this case. Wow, yeah, apparently Asteroid Belt place is really the best place for food. Huh, who would have thought? Anyway, let's cleanse this system ASAP, and then let's install some of my exclusive upgrades. And, oh, I don't have restoration grids yet. I forgot about this, so it doesn't matter if I have maxed out population of those planets or not. Whatever, it will matter soon enough. And then let's get everything else that I need. As for you, my dear invasion ships, you go ahead and go to Triumph, see how fast you can capture it. 5 turns is not too bad, and look at the Horatio moving in just as I did. Oh well, doesn't matter? Yes, because now I can kill them. In manual battle as well. And manual battles, they are fun to watch, even if they are so horribly one-sided. Don't you agree? I think you agree. At least it's something. And I just realized I'm supposed to go downstairs and yet again hit my oven because I wanna eat. That's why I'm making this videocast. I will almost always make my videocasts when I'm hungry, because the best point in time when you want to make let me try and say this again. The best occasion for you to make a videocast is when you are hungry just before eating, because then you don't have anything in your stomach, you can speak very clearly and whatnot. I know that that's the opposite of what I'm doing right now. I know this, okay? But usually that's the case. This video is just bad because I guess I'm out of shape as it is. Because I didn't record for a long time. That's my excuse for today, and I'm sticking to it. Thank you very much. Anyway, was there something else I wanted to talk about? I think there was. There always is something else I want to talk about and I never get to. Whatever. 26 population, I just realized. Holy Toledo, Zenith, dear buddy. Wow! Yep, that is a thing. Anyway, I'm now gonna go for way more food than before, because I barely really need my industry production, because I do have 2 systems that convert industry to science, and this conversion does bypass my matter. I'm pretty... yeah, it does bypass the might and matter meter, so I'm still gonna get quite a bit of science, despite the fact that I'm converting the rest of it to food, and it is very important to have this maximum food production on systems like Prototype, which really struggled to get more population and they need it badly. Actually, I might as well leave a little bit of science production on some of my systems. You know, 10% doesn't hurt anybody, does it? I'll go for it anyway. Okay, Amnesia, it will keep producing me with Feximix because, hey, why not? Actually, Acid Rain, oh, I cannot even remove this thing. It does matter. Wow, it is quite troubling to say the least because it does lower my production. Huh, okay, whatever. I'll take that to the face. That didn't make any sense whatsoever. Anyway, I'll pause recording for a second and prepare my oven for Oz. Okay, I am back and I forgot what I was supposed to do anyway. That's good job on my part, I guess. Skip end the 10. I think I was supposed to end the 10, wasn't I? Whatever. And there's a friendly Sophon fleet over here. You just die! You took out Pacific Rim. I missed this movie. Anyway, in case you're wondering, because, you know, with not endless Dead Space on my channel, this stupid dumb let's play, whatever, let's ignore it, pretending like it's not there. And with me being away for some time and whatnot, you may be wondering what kind of order I'm now using when uploading my videos. I actually have not figured... Oh, this is a good one. Amnesia? This is a bad one. Whatever. Well, anyway, what I was trying to get at is I don't really know what kind of order I'm going to use. That's stupid. What kind of order I'm going to use just yet, because I just don't know. I mean, I do have one Dead Space video that has been sitting on my hard drive for quite some time, so I think I'm going to upload this tomorrow from when you watch this video right here. And then what? I don't even remember the exact order. Civilization or Sword of the Stars. One of the two. I'm thinking Civilization and then Sword of the Stars. I think that's how it was. If it wasn't, then it probably is too late. By the time you tell me that I'm wrong, it is most likely too late. So, yeah. Anyway, let's have those two ships over here guarding Jason, because there are people coming into Adana and they might be looking for trouble, but those two guys, they'll be easily able to stop anybody from doing nasty stuff to me. I hope at the very least. Okay, pirates are still coming in, but I still have not discovered what kind of tech the pirates are using, and I would love to. So let's make a stop by Bastardio, because they're most likely pirates over there, see what they're using, and then go to ISO and make sure that we actually can capture it. And in order to achieve that, I would like to have a little bit more food, and obviously, I will need a colonization ship. And you know where I could make this kind of colonization ship? On Door to Know. Since, you know, it is kind of maxed out anyway. Actually, what kind of system do I want to use? Door to Know or Mrs. Funland? Well, Door to Know has more industry, right? So I might use this system to do that. And it would probably replace the population faster as well. I'm hoping we're going to use the small tundra to create my expansion ship. How's it called? Cutter Volcanic? I think it was Volcanic, wasn't it? Actually, by now I should be able to upgrade it, shouldn't I? Apparently, I'm not supposed to be able to do so. I cheated the system before. I didn't cheat the system, it's just, you know, the game has been updated and whatnot, and now the tonnage works differently. So, let's abuse the system. I'm gonna make, well, 2 volcanics, that's good enough. This will translate to 4 points of population that I'll translate, you know, transfer to ISO at, in a blink of an eye. That's what I was trying to get at. And that's pretty good. In fact, you know what? I just realized that now, because I don't have to worry about, you know, disharmony problems, I don't have to worry about happiness, because Harmony doesn't care about happiness. I can just go around colonizing everything I want. So Vorta, even though it's not a very good... Come on, I can't click. Even though it's not a very good system, why not colonize it? I can colonize it and then it will be beneficial to me. This system, Zeteria, why not colonize it? Stadius, why not colonize it? Why not colonize the effing everything and be awesome this way? Wow, I just realized the possibilities of this thing. Wow, let's do that. Okay, volcanics. All the way across the sky. Yeah, more volcanics everywhere. Prototype, I'm not gonna volcanic because this guy, he really needs food, he needs more population and whatnot. But Door to Know, we're actually about to take 4 points of population from it. So, you know, 4 and 5, what's the difference really? Let's take 5. I mean 6, not 5, I cannot count apparently. Junior said, well, this system I was trying to max out as much as I possibly could, but, you know, you could make a volcanic as well, maybe 2? That doesn't hurt all that much now, does it? And then continue making probably whatever you're supposed to be making, which is let's say 2 Hakame Priests, why not? Let's just have them ready. And yeah, I'm about to colonize as many systems and, you know, systems as I possibly can. Not only disallowing the pirates from spoiling, but also increasing the power of my empire by a nice amount. And come on, just as I realize my possibilities, the Horatio start colonizing Lakim and Nair. Whatever, it's okay as long as they don't colonize Feia. I want Feia before they get it. I do. Why? Because it's a nice little system, isn't it? Anyway, Sheredyn want my Hyperium in return for low temperature hydration, which I can get very easily myself, mind you. So let's have a quick look. How much Hyperium do I have? You know what? No. First of all, I'll lose my abundance. Secondly, that's a rubbish proposal, so I'm gonna say no to that. Thank you very much. A bunch of things have happened somewhere, places and whatnot. And apparently the Horatio have a big fleet. Oh yeah, they do have a big fleet. Woo. That's kinda scary, isn't it? Anyway, there are parts over here indeed. Let's see how much damage they'll be able to do to me. Probably kill me entirely, but that's okay. Now, that's a battle around Tram and that's a battle around Jinsen. Apparently those 2 strikers, they are very frightening, but we can wait with this battle before, because, you know, fight against Jinsen on Jinsen. Wait, that's not Jinsen. Fight with Jinsen on Tram against the Horatio attackers. Well, this is going to be interesting. Problem is, oh boy, they are using advanced imperators. They have a level 12 hero. That's a very highly leveled hero. Well, not really, it's not that impressive, but it is. I have no hero, so it is a big difference. So let's see, they're using mostly kinetics. They still haven't changed, they're still using kinetics. And are still relatively-ish decently kinda defended against them, I think. It's gonna be difficult. Alright, let's start, first of all, formation. Defense first, that's very important. I do need to tank the damage. I mean, absorb as much damage as possible. Targeting. I need to take those things out, but let's go for Spitfire first. To take care of comms and strikers first. Because they probably will fall relatively easily and then I'll be able to take them out. Okay, what kind of card do I start with? I think magnetic field. The enemy is using, you know, melee range anyway, so from this kind of range it will be fairly easily to deflect, and if I increase my deflector efficiency, then this should be splendidly well. Then, let us continue with... I kinda want to go for rapid strategy, but this would be my doom, most likely. What kind of weapons am I using? Oh, I'm using kinetics as well. So let us use Weapon Overclock and then probably repair the damage. And we'll see where it takes us. I will probably change my battle cards depending on what the Horatio are going to play. Because I have a feeling they'll stick to 1 card for this entire match. Because that's what AI tends to do if it thinks that like it has a big advantage. Always it assumes that it should have a big advantage, even if that's not really the case. Okay, I'm not gonna turn the card off just yet. Well, why not? For a second. I wanna see what kind of cards they're using, but I wanna see their ship's colors again on my ships for a second, because it looks kinda awesome, doesn't it? Alright, that's it. And the card they used is Adaptive Strategy. That's unexpected. Will I have anything that counters tactics? Well, I have the run-away option, and I have the weapon overclock as well. This also counters tactics. So we'll see what kind of cards they're going to go for next. I do hope I do get to counter them, because otherwise they can deal a very, very big amount of damage to me, and this could be pretty bad indeed. Anyway, I also hope that I'm going to win the fighters versus bombers fights, because otherwise it could be fairly bad. But I do think I have more fighters and bombers than the enemy does. Okay, what happened? Oh, they counter me, those bastards! That's bad. That's definitely very bad. I think I might lose this battle. I mean, I was expecting this to be a possibility before, but it looks like it might be actually quite a sorrow defeat. Because I'm not even taking on the small ships, as you can see. My ships are taking the big ones a little bit too heavily to my liking. And even though I did manage to take one of the smaller ones, I do need to take out more of them, right? Because otherwise they continually continue to attack our ships, which is not what I was trying to get at. Anyway, my ships are falling down, the enemy ships are falling down as well, but the Imperators are still staying strong, barely taking any damage, one would assume. I think I kinda won the fighters to bombers fights, but the enemy still has bombers active and they're taking me down one by one. The good news is, it looks like my fighters won against the enemy fighters, and why is that good? It's because the fighters and bombers, they do not replace each other, right? Right away at least. So, when we fight each other again, I will have the fighters and bombers, while the enemy will not have the fighters and probably will also lose some bombers as well, so it is going to be good. Anyway, I lost most of my ships, the enemy lost the small ships only, but he is more vulnerable now, one would assume, so I can merge my fleets not quite. 4 plus 9 does not equal 12, as amusing as it is. So let us not include this tectonic in the come on, select all, disinclude this guy, and send those guys to Jensen fleet. Man, what happened to all my invasion fleets? I mean, war fleets or whatever. They're kinda gone, aren't they? Whatever, I guess I'll have to make more of them. Anyway, let's try and then attack again, see how well it is going to work out for us. Obviously, we're gonna go for Nosebreaker, and I think I'm gonna continue going for defensive formation. I do want to protect those tectonics. Actually, let's go for default formation. Those tectonics, they do not have a lot of damage output anyway. They do have bombers, but that's about it. What kind of card do I start with? Well, the enemy opened this match by going for tactics. So let's try to counter him by going for weapon overclock, and then the enemy went for defense. So if he does the same thing again, I guess the best course of action would be to go for short circuit, and then since the enemy turned into weapon overclock, I can turn into magnetic field and pray that the enemy does the exact same cards as last time. It does sometimes happen, so you know, you never know. Maybe this will work out for me just fine. Anyway, I'm gonna take a sip of water just because I can, so give me a second. That was necessary, to say the least. And I kinda sad that this video turned out to be as bad as it is. It is fairly bad, isn't it? But whatever, I needed to make it, and that's the best you could get from me today, because I'm kinda busy, regardless of the fact that I did finish Hate Plus already. Oh, they changed the cards, that's annoying. Anyway, regardless of the fact that the enemy, not the enemy, that I changed, I finished playing Hate Plus. I cannot speak today! What is wrong with me? I cannot possibly imagine why my brain feels so horribly. Anyway, what I was trying to say, and failed miserably, is that I'm still relatively, you know, busy. So I might not be as productive as you would like me to be, but I'm trying my hardest, and that is anyway. And the enemy keeps changing the battle cards, which is mildly annoying, but so far they were unable to counter me, which is, I guess, good. It's kinda good. They still have the bombers, which is annoying. They cannot seem to kill them for whatever reason, and that's a very nice view of nothing whatsoever. Thank you, ship. Anyway, Imperators still standing strong. I cannot seem to be able to take them out, but my ships are also kinda still alive, which is good. I can't tell the difference between my big ships and my smaller ships, because, yeah, common ship design is sadly the worst in the entire game. It really could have been a little bit more nicer, maybe multicolored crystals, because you know crystals don't have to be one color only. Whatever, Unpredicted Studios is such an amazing studio that it can get away with one bad ship design. Every other ship design in the game is really quite nice. Even the Sophons, who I used to like the least, are still kinda amazing, in my honest opinion. Anyway, what happened in this fight exactly? I lost 2 ships and the other ones are severely damaged. The enemy took like barely any damage during this fight, which means that I'm in a pretty bad shape. I do need to send reinforcements, even though I was planning not to actually do so before. Well, it turns out I don't really have much of a choice now, so Udris says I was planning to use those ships to actually, you know, fight the pirate thread. Nope, I'm gonna have to send them to Tram ASAP. So let's do just that. Apparently the fastest way to Tram is for Sync. Okay, I'll believe that. Anyway, I'm supposed to end this video cast now. I also want to eat, but before we end this cast, there's Lithic that has been researched. So let's see what I can do with this bad boy. Ew, look at his nice little shape. Sorry about this one. Now, I do have the means to install the power module, so I'll gladly do that. As you can see, it will increase my damage by a ton, and this will also increase my defense. Now, this only works on this particular ship, not on the entire fleet. So I will want to spam this bad boy as much as possible. I cannot install anything for tonnage, but I can install the repair module, so yes, please. Engine or anything, not really necessary, so no for that. Bombers, yes please, battle bombers in particular, as many of them as possible, which equals to 3. Now this bad boy will do a ton of the damage with those bad boys. This bad boy with bad boys. I cannot speak today at all. My next video, I promise, will be a better one. I'll try my absolute best, the hardest and dandiest. Anyway, let's get for some deflectors, some shielding and some flag just to pretend like I care. And then, you know, medium range kinetic, since they turn out to be working quite well against the Horatio, although I'm really tempted to actually go for beams. Let's quit the screen for a second. How much shields is the enemy using? No shielding whatsoever? Okay then. Well, if that's the case, I'll gladly equip my ships with beams. Lithic, there we go. Lefx beams, medium range when they are most effective and most deadly. Let's make sure that we do have those bombers. They do cost a lot of tonnage, but whatever, they are bombers and they are most assuredly worth it. I do want the power module, I do want the repair module, because you know they are awesome. I do need the deflector module because the enemy is annoying like this, and that's all I can have. That's pretty bad. Okay, let's get rid of some of those things. Get 1 shielding, get 2 flak just in case. That's still kinda bad. I'm thinking about resigning from 1 bomber, but 3 bombers. Imagine the firepower that comes with it. I do still need my repair module as well though. And power, with the amount of weapons I'm using right now, because I don't think the power module really translates into bombers now. And just because of that, it is a tough call, isn't it? I might resign from 1 bomber. Let's not overdo this. Bombers are awesome, but because of the kind of ship it is, it does benefit greatly from having this power module. And as such, I really want to get more beams. 6 beams, okay, can I get additional deflection instead of another beam? Yes, I can. So let's do that. 5 beams is not a whole ton of beams, but that's good enough for me. I do have some defense against other means of attack if the enemy does choose to use them. I do have bombers, not a whole ton of them, but I do have some. Can I still install anything more on this ship? Well, I can install another flak, but I can resign from 1 flak and instead install another beam, which is what I'm going to do in order to use my tonnage most efficiently. Now I'm barely defensive against, you know, missiles, but I'll survive. I'm using Hagome for this effect, you know, to survive against missiles, so it should be fairly good. So yeah, after this Hagome is ready, you continue making my Lefx, which will be nice when I want it. Anyway, I'm gonna end my videocast right here. It was PANCZASU, the Mighty Mix Spammer. If you somehow managed to enjoy my videocast, then please by all means do like it. Maybe even subscribe to my channel if you wish to see more of it. Also, please do leave a comment, they help me out greatly and I do enjoy reading them. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again on